Episode number 975, Your Vision to Success.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you and where are you?
Lady Priscilla, it's wonderful to hear you. Greg Davies from one of the previous podcasts call you Lady Priscilla. I love that. So I might use that moniker every now and then.
Okay.
You're not a big fan, but I might use it. I am in this hot Austin weather. We looked at my swimming pool gauge, and my swimming pool, not heated, is over 90 degrees.
Oh,
so it's like a sauna.
You
it's
could
hot
just turn it
in
into
Austin.
your bathtub.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so I have a guest today, Tom Fleming. Tom has been on my podcast 5 previous times. Not too many people have been on the podcast 5 times. That should tell you something about my opinion of Tom's contributions to the organization. He served in various leadership roles in BNI and training, including training owners to attract more referrals from 1996 to roughly 2024, and he continues to impact people's businesses and lives. He's now the founder of the Vision Institute. Tom works with business owners to craft a vision for their business and their life, which I think is really important. Within this framework, Tom also supports people with creating a financial vision for themselves with an emphasis on retirement planning. So it's our goal to make a living and create a life, according to Tom. Tom loves supporting people with creating that life. Tom is in Nancy Short's region, and she's lucky to have him as part of her region. Tom, welcome back to BNI Podcast.
Well, thank you so much, Ivan. And yes, here in Florida, our pool is a little over 90 degrees as well.
All right, we're in the same boat or pool, actually. So we're going to include a diagram in this podcast so people can see what we're talking about. Could you explain the diagram that's in here?
Absolutely. I'd like the listeners to envision themselves just standing in an open field. And about 30 feet away from them is a 30-foot wall. And that wall represents their vision of their business or their life, if you will. And about 20 feet out, 10 feet short of your vision, is a wall of obstacles, perceived obstacles, if you will. And for some of us, sometimes those perceived obstacles are higher in effect, therefore we can't even see the accomplishment of our vision. And that obviously makes us feel overwhelmed and maybe even depressed and hopeless. But there is a strategy for people in that situation. And the strategy is to decrease their perceived obstacles. And where I shine is in increasing the vision that they have for their business and their life. And I know you have an opinion on this, Ivan.
And it's congruent with yours, I believe.
And yours is don't even pay attention to the obstacles.
Well, no. My perspective on this is focus on the vision, not the obstacles.
Nice.
The obstacles will always be there. Obstacles were there for BNI in 1985. Obstacles are part of BNI today. Obstacles will be around, 20 years from now. So it's hold the vision. This is my philosophy. Hold the vision, not the obstacles. Work through, around, over, under, whatever. Work through the obstacles and focus on the vision.
I love it. Absolutely. And, obviously people are interested in, well, Tom, how does this apply to BNI?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of members come into BNI with, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And my thought is, let's enter our BNI membership with a vision. I know many people who generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in business from BNI, and I know you know many people who have generate millions of dollars, yen, pesos from BNI on an annual basis. I think we have to hold that vision in our mind to overcome what people perceive as obstacles in BNI, meaning engaging in all out effort with respect to attendance and one-to-ones and passing referrals and bringing visitors.
No, I agree. What else?
Yeah, it's so really, again, it's about people generating a vision of getting your 2s or your 3s on a weekly basis, investing in 3 one-to-ones per week, 3 referrals per week, maybe 2 or 3 visitors per month. Because I think that level of engagement, people being on the field instead of in the stands, that's when they're going to get results, given the philosophy of giver's gain.
Yeah, can I just say, you mentioned 3 one-to-ones in a week. I think that'll burn people out. I'm not opposed to it, but I want people to understand that networking is a marathon, not a sprint. And I would just be ecstatic if people did 4 a month. Ecstatic. And the numbers show that 4 a month will double the number of referrals they both give and receive. The average member listening to this, 3 is a big ask, and I don't want members to burn themselves out. But look, you ran an incredibly successful region, so we can disagree slightly and still be in the same ballpark.
Well, I also mentioned getting your 2s, which is, yes, more aggressive than what you're sharing. My point is, now I tend to be a little bit of an overachiever.
You think? Yes, you are, Tom, and that's a good thing. I wish I had more overachievers like you.
Got it. But when I get engaged in something, I'm going to play full out, and I think if a lot of members who had the type of personality or behavior that I have, I think if they engage at in that level, realizing that BNI is part of their marketing plan, it's not something they just belong to, it's part of their marketing plan, I think their results would double, triple, quadruple. Try it out for 6 months, I might recommend to people. See how it goes.
Okay, and then what?
Well, I think this model also applies to conversations in BNI. For instance, if I'm meeting with a fellow member, maybe someone who's in my contact sphere, I need to share with them and sell them on the fact that being in a relationship with me is a fantastic investment.
Yeah.
And we want to build a vision in their mind of what's possible if we work together. I don't know if it's in print anymore, business by referral.
It's not, but much of what is in that book is in the 4th edition of The World's Best Known Marketing Secret.
Excellent. Excellent. That book is a gold mine of networking's strategy when it comes to 15 ways others can promote you, which that number may have changed, 18 tactics to motivate your sources. I'm going back to my time back in the day, if you will, but using those strategies to build a vision in the mind of your referral partners of how you can work together to build visibility, credibility, profitability with each other. Again, I just think it's a gold mine.
Yeah, and that's where VCP came from, was that book.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think bigger picture too, the model just relates to life and business. I think if people have a very small vision of their business, I don't know what level of engagement they're willing to put forth towards their business, versus if we support people with thinking through what's possible with one's business. I do believe.
Doesn't this go back to your original conversation about the obstacles? I think people see the obstacles in front of them and they lose sight of the vision behind those obstacles. The obstacles,
Yes.
they're always there. I've never done anything in business that didn't have obstacles. And so the key is, like I said earlier, to work around, over, through, under, whatever it takes. Hold the vision, not the obstacles. And when you can do that, then you're going to be successful. I see B&I people that just get caught up in the obstacles. And what happens when they get caught up in the obstacles is that's all they talk about. And if that's all they talk about, they become experts at the obstacle.
Absolutely.
And not experts at the vision. And so what people have to do, and that's why I say hold the vision, not the obstacle, because you want to be an expert at the vision. And the more you can get people to focus on the vision that you've got, the more successful that you as an individual, that a chapter is going to be.
I think your wisdom that you just shared is just kind of a great way to wrap this conversation up.
Yeah, I agree. Is there anything you'd add? I love your graphic. I'll make sure it gets put into the podcast. You've been a great participant in the B&I program for many, many years, and I appreciate everything that you have contributed over the years. Any last thought?
No, just other than thank you for allowing me to continue to contribute via this platform whenever I have something that I feel will give members an opportunity to think through a different model or a strategy. I'm happy to contribute. I thank you.
My pleasure. Your vision to success, Tom Fleming. Tom, thanks for being on. Over to you, Priscilla.
Okay, thank you both. That's great information. I'd like to say that this podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioPrograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and inspiration to powerfully enhance your B&I experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MeisnerAudioPrograms.com and then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off everything. All of the proceeds go to the B&I Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official B&I podcast.